You teach me and I'll teach you Pocket Mans. Hey everyone, my name's Josh, and this is Waxing Pixels, the Battle Geek Plus podcast. With me I have, as always, Heather.
Hi.
Ryan.
Hey.
And
Press any game to continue.
Any game?
Any game.
Not any button to continue?
No, he's on the Steam menu.
Oh.
I got you covered. Anyway, how's everybody doing today?
I had a cannoli for the first time ever.
Yeah? How'd that turn out for you?
It was stupid amazing. You're lucky that I didn't just eat all 4 of them while I held them all in my hands as I was eating the first one.
Yeah?
Because it was amazing. I don't know what I've been doing with my life.
Yeah, and these cannolis, you got them from the pizza place like right across the street, right?
Yes, and they were delicious.
So anytime that you've just
There were chocolate chips in them.
So if you go missing, like you're not over at our neighbor's place, you know, hanging out there, that you're not at the pool, like you're not at work, like
I'm shoving cannolis in my face.
Yeah. That's what's going on.
That's what I'm doing.
You just skip straight past.
I'm gonna start going to the gym just so I can eat cannolis.
Yeah, I had a cannoli for the first time too, and it was amazing.
Oh, so yay! High five
high
to
five.
us. 5.
Cannoli buddies.
Yeah.
How you doing, Frank?
Doing good.
Awesome.
Press any button to continue.
You know.
So what did you think of the cannoli?
It was good.
Have you had
It
cannolis
was-
before?
No.
High five!
So you popped my cherry. So
Well, you're welcome. I'm
I'm-
sure I popped a lot of your cherries
I'm
without
like-
realizing it.
I'm like the only cannoli slut here.
You've had cannolis before?
Yeah.
Without me?
Well, I don't think I knew you yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
a long time ago.
that's no excuse
before rehab.
for rehab.
Rehab.
Cannoli rehab.
So yeah, well, I'm super tired. Which, by the way, Frank, at work, somebody confused me for you again.
And then you're surprised by this?
I'm just, feel like bringing it up. It happened again. So it always happens, it seems, when I work morning shifts.
It'll never end. It'll end when one of us is... Actually, no, not even when one of us is dead. 'Cause it'll be like,
Yeah,
oh my god, Josh, you're... Wait.
Oh my god, no. If you die and Josh continues going to work and, he goes there in the morning, probably there will be people with literal heart attacks. Like, oh my god, he's back from the grave!
If we matched up our facial hair exactly, which for some reason me having a full beard and you not still keeps people confusing us anyway. But
anyway.
I bet if we really, really tried to match up, we could probably work each other's shifts and people wouldn't notice for the first hour.
So you're saying that you would want to go in at 3 a.m. and be Frank?
Until I get caught.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the only way I'm going to allow this is if, Frank, you have to give up your paycheck to Josh when he does that for you. Mr. Almost $20 an hour.
I'll give him that day's payment.
There you go.
So yeah, no, and then you could come in and you could start running, you could start building things and destroying stuff. And
How
all
do I
that.
put shit together again?
So
What's this
anyway.
device called? A hammer?
Whoa.
When
Yeah.
did Sony make this?
So anywho, sounds like we're all doing really good today. I'm really tired. Me and Heather stayed up last night and finished watching Stranger Things.
Yay!
And then I had to be at work at 7 a.m. So
Yay!
That's your own fault.
I mean,
no,
not
it
yay.
was worth it. No, it was just worth it. I was super tired. I'm just worth it. The coffee machine was messed up at work this morning, and I'm still worth it. Even though
Did it actually mess up, or did someone not refill it?
No. It was overflowing.
Whoa.
Coffee was coming out of all of the.
All the crevices?
Yeah. And I was just I just hit the power button. It kept doing it anyway.
OMG. Speaking of overflowing, we apparently overflowed the dishwasher today. There was water all over the fucking floor.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes. Because remember when Chiaki gave us a bunch of her house cleaning shit?
Yeah.
She handed me a bag that was laundry detergent, and she said, okay, just so you know, this is not laundry detergent. She's like, I emptied out all the laundry detergent because I used it all, and this is all dishwashing stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. So I wanted to get rid of it. I tell Frank to go ahead and use that. No, it was laundry detergent. So, there were just suds and water all over the floor, and we shut it off, and we opened it up, and we were like, fuck. and we clean it up, and Frank's just like, fuck it, let's just let it run. So what are you gonna do? So he turns it back on, and we shove a towel underneath it to suck up all the water that's coming out. And then after it ran, he did the rinse cycle, and then he washed the dishes with actual dishwashing liquid. Yeah, so
That's crazy.
that was interesting. Even more crazy, I thought I was gonna die today. There was a literal swarm of bees.
Oh yeah.
Outside the apartment.
Frank
Literal swarm.
Frank showed me like the remnants of like when it was just like 30 bees. Like
There were easily more than 200 bees. And I mean, I'm sure way more than 200. But the maintenance guy was here and was replacing the microwave. And the door was open and he got a phone call. And he was like, oh, and he went out the door and he was like, oh, we need to close the door. And I got up, I'm like, did a cat get out? Like, what's going on? And it was just like, you could hear the bzzz, and it was just like, oh my God. And yeah, they were out there for an hour until they finally decided on wherever they decided to try and rebuild a hive in one of the drainage pipes on the building next door. But yeah, it was like, I could go outside on the balcony and I could still hear them buzzing.
that's pretty cool.
There was a lot of bees.
It was crazy enough when I just saw like what was left of it. You know, like I couldn't imagine like.
Yeah, our neighbors were like, oh yeah, I saw a swarm of bees yesterday. There were like 20 of them. And I'm all like, yeah, there wasn't just 20 of these bees.
Yeah, no, like I'm allergic to bee stings, so like,
really?
you know, yeah.
Oh, so
did
am
not
I.
know.
So
Oh
like
my gosh,
so-
you guys
I know.
have so much in common.
so like, you know, like if I had seen it like this morning at like 6:30 or something when I was leaving, I'd have like seen that and just been all like, I'm calling in.
I knew that you were all like, bees, but I didn't know that you were actually allergic.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm like, bees.
I mean, you know that you know that I'm allergic, but like, I'm not all like, ooh, bees. Like, I just like, I stand still, and then I very slowly scooch my way away.
No, I'm just kind of like, fuck that. I don't want to die.
Well, it
Not
seems
the
like
bees.
it sounds like your allergy is a lot worse than mine.
Yeah, no, I found out when I was a little kid. I accidentally put my hand on a bee when I was like on the ground and I like was resting on my hand, and like I started to smush a bee and it stung me in the palm, and then like my hand like grew into like this giant pimp hand. It was like way too big for my little 6-year-old body, and so yeah.
The last time that I got stung, I was in high school, freshman, or in 8th grade, something like that, and I was outside without shoes on, because that's what you do in the country, and I stepped on a bee, and
You got a hobbit foot?
like, there was a lot of swelling, but it wasn't hobbit foot, but I lost all feeling in my leg,
Holy
like,
shit.
all the way up to my hip, and
Wow.
then where, like, at my hip, like, there was, like, a really painful, like, needling sensation. And I'm lucky I didn't die because my mom was, you know, not in the house and I was by myself.
Oh.
And we also had no working phone at the time.
Can you stop almost dying all the time? Shit.
I'm sorry, God.
Jeez.
Well,
Pick one or the other.
Die or not die. Well, so
Yeah.
far I've picked not die.
Well, as our pal in Cara would say, bees, my God.
Bees. You know what I think of whenever I think of the word bees now? Is that episode of Turtles where Leo runs into the beehive and he's just like, beehive!
Oh yeah. That was like season 1.
Season
Wow.
1. That was,
Jeez.
the episode was, I think his name is Baxter Stockman.
Oh well, yeah, of
It's
course.
like my
that's-
favorite
that's-
episode.
Yeah,
ever.
of course you remember
Well,
that.
maybe not ever.
Because
the
the part I remember for that is all like maybe he's going to church, you know. And
yeah. What kind of wearing what was it? Powered battle armor?
an
What kind
awesome church.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
kind of church does that? An awesome one.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so it's been almost 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
you know what? It turns out that this podcast is actually about video games. So
It is?
Surprise!
whoa,
Well, that's not in the contract.
right? So wait, you signed a contract?
Wait,
In
did
blood.
I?
Are you getting paid to be here?
No.
Holy shit, Ryan! What are you not telling me?
I'm getting paid to kill you.
You all signed it in blood,
Oh,
but
I
while you
don't-
were all drunk.
Okay, I don't
That's why you don't
recall this.
remember.
must have been at one of those. Must have been at like the Twitch party or something.
Yeah, probably.
Gaming news at hand.
Anyways.
Yes. So let's talk about the NX.
Again.
Again, yeah.
Yay.
So when's it coming out again?
It's coming out in March 2017. It's been confirmed.
We have a release
Confirmed
date or
by
whatever?
Nintendo's Twitter. It was kind of funny last night. I went to see that. I went to their Twitter. I thought it was one of those Nintendo joke accounts. I was because they have so many of them. But I actually clicked on that Twitter link. It showed the verified mark. It was and I was following it. So it was the exact Nintendo Twitter saying the end is coming out in March 2017. It's legit. It's verified.
That's pretty rad. I mean, I knew it was supposed to come out in the spring, because Breath of the Wild is supposed to come out in the spring, and it's supposed to be a launch title.
I'm sorry.
And damn it,
Did we miss something?
Yes. It's just the noises Josh makes that I have to edit out. That's just.
Did he fart?
No. When he's thinking
that.
about a word to say, he goes.
Yeah, I did that thing where I'm just kind of like, and it's supposed to come out, and
it just was extra long.
And she'll edit them out because apparently I don't know. She wants me to sound all professional and everything. So, anyway.
I want you to sound not like a zombie.
Maybe I am.
Maybe it'd be better if you talk like a certain celebrity. Because this celebrity has pauses which you desire.
Well,
So,
instead I'm talking
pick two.
I'm talking like Jon Stewart, if you want to go with that. Like,
You're not good enough for Jon Stewart.
Ouch.
No, I don't mean like I sound like
yeah,
him,
well,
but like
neither is Trevor,
like,
whatever the fuck his name is.
I have like the same sort of pause kind of things. Anyway, I don't know. Like
Okay.
I'm like 5% Jewish in my bloodline or something. I don't know.
It's confirmed.
But anyway, yeah. So coming out in 2017, and there's a lot of stuff going on with indie developers signing NDAs, retailers over in Europe all gathering together to either
sacrifice their firstborn
or have a Highlander style duel. That or they're gonna go look at the NX, but they're signing NDAs and everything. There's something big coming up soon because Nintendo's starting to show it off privately, whatever the NX is, which so far the rumors seem to really be pointing toward the hybrid console / handheld. I mean, the president of the Pokemon company said that the NX is going to change how console and handheld gaming sort of work. Like it's going to kind of change the perception of all of that. So it seems like everything we've been talking about so far and all the mock-ups we've seen are pretty close to what we might actually end up getting. And I've seen some newer mock-ups recently, which I was told are pretty close to what some people who have signed NDAs have seen. Like, they can't be like, yeah, that's it, or no, it's not. But, they're like, oh, well, this one looks pretty interesting. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And it looks kind of like, what we've all been thinking with the controllers coming off the sides and then, plugging together in the middle with some sort of middle base for the two ends to plug into to make a controller, and then you've got the screen. I've also heard some stuff about how there will probably be two models at launch, which I don't think that's really all that difficult to perceive anyway, because the Wii U had two different models at launch, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it had like the one that we have. It has like the one that like you can get now and that you've been able to get for a long time, and then it had like a pared down model that had like less storage space and it didn't come with a game.
Oh, okay.
It was a different color.
Gotcha.
And it sounds like there's gonna be something like that where like there's gonna be like a central unit, and then there's gonna be the controller, and then there's going to be a deluxe unit which has that second screen that you can plug the controller into to make it a handheld. And I don't know. I really think if that is the case, I don't think that unit that isn't really deluxe, I don't think the normal unit, I don't think that one's going to last that long if we're looking at it the same way that you look at like other consoles that have had like two kind of versions come out at launch. Like usually the better one sticks around and the shitty one kind of
dies.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of stuff going on. I'm really excited for March 2017. I'm excited for even sooner because there are plenty of people who are starting to see things now, which means maybe an announcement will come soon. So, what do you guys think?
Well, probably knowing the nature of the internet, we're going to see everything tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
For what NDA?
We're recording this, and like between when we record it and actually put it out, like just a huge leak will happen.
Oh,
Nintendo
Jesus
will have
Christ!
an announcement,
I'm gonna say that's exactly what's gonna happen, because if it doesn't happen this week, it'll happen the week after or the week after that, because how shit rolls with us. It's just.
Yeah. No, nobody puts anything out on the day we record. Like, they wait until the day between when we record and we put it out, and then all the news happens.
Yeah.
Like, that was like that week that we missed you at the podcast. Like, that was a week where a lot of stuff happened, and like Ryan was all like, "Oh my god!" And it's like, well, it all happened the day after we would have recorded anyway. So
Yeah.
our podcast would have been garbage anyway. So
I'm like, I'm excited for it, but I'm not like dreaming about it. I really want, Breath of the Wild and whatever. I mean, that's the only reason that I'm interested in this console. But then again, the idea of the controllers coming off, and I mean, I would probably just play it as a handheld, honestly. I don't know. I still feel like it would be a console, handheld, whatever, that a lot of parents are going to hate, because of kids losing half of the controller or both ends of the controller. That's a good point, Frank, and I know everybody can't see this, but Frank is, rubbing his fingers together indicating money, basically saying that Nintendo is pretty much banking on that, so that, people have to come in and buy replacement controllers, or even, the central screen part or memory part. Like, I can see that happening with kids at 100%. It's kind of like the similar idea of like, those AirPods.
oh yeah, I saw the AirPod with the optional subwoofer.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I also saw a mock-up of the new Apple AirPods commercial where people were dancing and they were losing their AirPods, and they were having to go and like throw money to get new ones. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, actually, what's funny, what Heather was talking about, kids losing the parts. Like my cousin, his kids keep losing their Nintendo DSs, so he's bought them 2 new ones.
Oh my God.
And then after that, they just found the old ones like under the couch.
Yeah, it's that simple. That's usually how it is. You're like, oh, screw it, I'll get a new one, and that's whenever you know that you...
What it's going to be like with like us, though, is like you're going to want to play Zelda, and like I'll have taken the NX to work with me to play it during my lunch break or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Could you even do that?
Well, if it's supposed to be like a console handheld like hybrid, like...
Well, it could just be something you can hold in your hand around the house, but not take it with you.
That's true, but like I've been, hoping, kind of banking on the fact that, there's some sort of like actual portability to this, because that was one of the things that I didn't like about the Wii U, was it was just kind of all like, okay, so can you like maybe like play your virtual console games on the go? And they're like, no, you can't take this with you anywhere because, fuck it. And I was like, oh. And then like, parents would come in and they're like, okay, so like, is this something that the kids can take with them to play? And I'm all like, no, because Nintendo was all like, no. And
because Nintendo was all, fuck you, that's why, right?
I wasn't gonna steal his line.
Well, I did.
So, but
I have no shame.
But yeah, no, but I would still see kids walking around like stores with the Wii U controller in their hand or whatever, like completely functionless, but it's all like,
kids are weird.
I'm gonna bring this with me. Well, yeah, I remember once when I was a kid, I had a pair of like toy nunchucks, and I hid them in a hat I was wearing.
You hid them?
Yeah, because I didn't think my mom would let me bring nunchucks with me to the store. So like I had like this Ninja Turtles like baseball cap. Mm-hmm. It was kind of shaped more like flat on the top, right? So like if I didn't wear it like snug against my head, like I had room to fit the nunchucks between the top of my head and
you were a
my
special
hat.
child.
Apparently, I used to just smuggle stuff with me all the time when we would like go out and do stuff. Like we would like go to the mall and like I would like have like we'd be like at the mall and I'd be like in the stroller, and then like just throughout our adventure through the mall, like just more and more like action figures and stuff would come out of like hidden places in my coat and everything, and I had like an entire toy chest like just in my lap, of like shit that I brought with me. Like this is apparently a thing I used to do as a kid. But yeah, kids are weird. Anyway, moving on. everybody hear about Sony misleading people about their 4K?
You mean the faux K?
Faux K?
Their
Okay.
401k?
401K. That's a high resolution.
Very high.
I can see the future. Oh no, they can see me.
Well, yeah, it was the major thing everyone was bitching about when the PS Pro came out. It doesn't play 4K Blu-rays. Fuck Sony.
No, this is different.
Well, this is different. They are specifically talking about how most games are going to be quote unquote upscaled and not be actual 4K, which I feel like that the complaint here is ridiculous for the simple sake that it's the same thing that's happening like whenever HD came out. You know, games that weren't in HD, some of them eventually were able to be upscaled, but they weren't actually in HD. It's the same thing with this. I mean, 4K becoming available, you know, like 4K becoming available like HD did. You know, not a lot of people have 4K capable televisions, for one, and for two, you know, since they don't have those TVs, why would they have the consoles? Oh, well, because the consoles haven't been out yet, because it's not a regular thing in homes yet. So now that consoles have started implementing the ability of being able to have 4K, that I think that to me shows that 4K TVs are going to become a lot more normal in the everyday household, and there's already shows being filmed in 4K. So I feel like that it's the idea of people being like, oh, well, it's not 4K. Yes, you were correct. It is not 4K. They are just upscaling. And if you want to get super technical about it, yeah, it's not 4K. And I guess you can complain about something and act like there's something stuck in your ass about it. But the thing is that the reason why all these games that are going to be upscaled aren't in 4K is because they weren't made for 4K. They're not going to remake all of these games for 4K. And even if they do, that's going to take some time.
I think part of it is more like, you know how all the different versions of the PS4 are supposed to be able to play all the same games and everything, rather than having like a 4K version of a game and like a regular version of a game. They just have the game, and then that game is being upscaled to 4K, rather than, you know, like I said, having 4K version, non-4K version, that sort of thing. Same way like you have like, you know, the PS3 version of a game and the PS4 version of the same game, you know, and the PS3 version is downscaled and kind of crappy compared to whatever. Like, I think that's what's going on there. And with Sony having advertised, you know, 4K gameplay experience, like legit, true, genuine 4K gameplay experience, like so hard, when they announced the PS4 Pro, you know, it turns out that a lot of this early content isn't actual 4K. It's just upscaled from 1080. Like it'd be kind of the same as like new on Blu-ray this, and then you open it up and it's a DVD, and you know you put it in the Blu-ray player and then it upscales it to HD to make it look better on an HD TV.
I mean, I guess I could see what you're saying, except for the fact whenever the PS4 Pro and Slim were announced, they were specifically saying that there was going to be some content that would be 4K, but most content currently would be upscaled. Like, they said that. They didn't say that everything possible is going to be in 4K and that's it. Like, that people are getting uppity for no reason. I mean, yes, some of it's going to be in 4K, but for the time being, most of it is going to be upscaled. Like, you know, they didn't say that everything on the PS4 Pro is going to be in 4K. They did not say that. They just didn't. So,
Okay.
that's how I feel about it. People are just bitching because they want something to bitch about. Oh, this is technically not 4K. Yes, you were correct. That's because games like, I don't know, Batman Arkham Knight was not made in 4K. Like, okay? It's just how it is. That's how I see it. So,
Ryan, I know you tend to be an early adopter of consoles when they come out. You like to trade up and everything. Are you still looking at maybe the Pro or the Slim or something like that?
Yeah, maybe the Pro. I'm not 100% sure yet. I know I'll have the money by the time it comes out. I'm not in a big rush to get it when it comes out.
Okay. But it's something that's like on your plate, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if it does increase performance, if I'm like playing like VR, especially Resident Evil 7, yeah, then I'll probably get
You're
it.
gonna do that VR?
Oh yeah,
You
hell yeah.
brave man.
I'm doing that shit in VR.
Brave man.
We tried VR we tried Oculus the other day.
Well, you
I
did.
tried it. You got.
I got a massive headache.
Yeah, we tried
like,
the HTC Vive at E3.
Yeah, we tried
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, which was amazing.
The Vive was fun. The Oculus was pretty fun too. I ended up playing it went through like 3 different areas. Like one was like this forest that was like rendered like Nintendo 64 or something.
That was really
And
cool.
That was pretty cool. And then there was another one. It was like I was in a hallway, like a huge hallway, and then there was like a T-Rex that like walked up and like roared like in my face, like I could see what it had for breakfast. Like that's how close it was.
There was one that there was an alien.
Yeah, there was one that was an alien, and
And
I was like,
then-
I looked like I was on the moon or something, and it was talking to me, and like, then my favorite one was the one where like I was on like the edge of like a building, like super high up, and like you could like lean out and like look over and see like all the buildings and the cars driving by like in the city and everything.
It's his favorite because Batman.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, and the thing was that, like, there was between the fact that, like, I was, like, tethered to something, and there was, like, a table in front of me, and also the fact that, like, it really did look, you know, real enough that it kind of messed with my senses a little bit. Like, I didn't really, like, step or, like, lean that far in, like, any particular direction. Like,
Yeah, no,
I
you
was
didn't.
trying to be cool, but, like, I looked like, you know, like... I probably would have like lost my balance and fallen or something like that if it had stayed there
Probably,
much
yeah.
longer. But then after that, I ended up playing a climbing game where like I had an Xbox controller and I used the triggers as like my hands, and like you look around and that's like that places your hands, and then you could climb and whatnot. And I think that's where you got like.
Yeah, I think that was the point in which I started feeling sick. I mean,
Because it was like on a monitor also. She
Yeah,
could see what
I could
was
see what he
looking
was
at.
doing. I don't like first person because they give me headaches. You guys already know that.
From when we played Doom on the show.
Right, exactly. And yeah, it gives me a really massive headache. It hurts my eyes. And I mean, the guy even said that, you know, it's a different perspective. Like the VR adjusts to you because you have control of where you're looking, so it's not as disorienting. I probably should have went first because after having watched Josh, like I had a piercing headache and I like wanted to vomit.
You seem to have more of a problem, like when we played Doom, like you didn't seem to have so much of a problem playing Doom as much as you did watching other people play Doom. Like,
Yeah, by the time I started playing, like I already had a massive headache and my eyes hurt, so I died very quickly and I was okay with that.
So you should probably try again, you know,
Maybe.
sometime soon.
I mean, things like Thief is in first person.
Right.
And I'm not a huge fan of that, obviously. But, you know, you're playing a thieving game. You're supposed to sneak around and be sneaky and sneak and be slow and methodical and blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, you don't have to.
But it's
implied.
Yeah.
So I was able to adapt to that pretty well.
Right.
But yeah, I ended up passing it up entirely, and my head hurt so bad.
Either way, like you should like give it a try though. It's pretty fun because like your handholds like when you're holding on by like one hand, like your hand will like start to tire and you'll feel the controller shake and stuff like that. And they're gonna have like the Sony things where you have like the one thing for each hand, or like the HTC thing where we have the one thing for each hand.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna introduce that for the Oculus soon, but they have. But I'd sit there and like I'd have a couple of spots and then I wouldn't know where to go next. And I'd see a spot below me that I'd be able to grab. So I just like let go with both hands and then start to drop and then grab. And like I'd hear the guy like in my headphones, like the guy I'm playing as, like start to scream like he was going to fall to his death. And I'm just, you know, you'd be like, ah! You know, like I was scaring the character I was playing as, even though I was completely confident in what I was doing. That's really the only thing. You probably should have started screaming like a little later when it's pretty obvious that like I'm gonna fall to my death.
Yeah.
Not when I'm like falling like 2 feet. You know, like when
On
I'm just
purpose?
like on purpose, like letting go. Like I would never do that while actually rock climbing. Like if I was like free climbing and had no gear and all this stuff, I would never just like let go of both handholds and then
Right.
try and grab on. Like, I don't care how amazing my kung fu grip is, like that shit's not gonna work. But in a video game, like, fuck yeah, let's
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
So you're
VR
gonna,
is legit now.
so you're gonna get VR and you're gonna play Resident Evil with it, huh?
Oh hell yeah! I'm playing Resident Evil 7.
Well,
all
then
in
it's a
VR.
good thing you're gonna be having your ass planted then, because
Yeah, if you bring it over here, we're gonna put like trash bags on the couch. That way, like if anybody likes playing it and
like pees
like,
themselves.
yeah, we'll, you know,
That
we'll-
would
Or
be.
I'll just have to wear an adult diaper.
There you go. Yeah, it depends. You can buy those.
Yeah, everybody now, I want you to imagine Ryan sitting around in the dark in his home playing Resident Evil VR, wearing a t-shirt that's too small for him and a giant diaper.
Ugh.
Oh god.
That's probably scarier than the Resident Evil game.
See, now it would be crazy to if Ryan, you ended up getting one of those virtualizer platforms. I don't know if anything more happened with those. Do you remember those from E3?
Oh
like
yeah,
2 years
I
ago?
remember those, but I don't know if anything has happened.
I don't know either. I just know that if those were still a thing and then you got one of those, I could
Oh, the ones with like the shoes and
with
like,
the
you walk
shoes
on
and
it.
you walk
Oh,
on it and
yeah.
you can run and jump and duck and all that shit and the harness and everything. Like, hey, you'd get some exercise, right? Running for your life.
Oh yeah.
I mean, those are like so big though. They're not really like practical for the average home.
This is true, but it'd still be really badass.
No, it would be really cool, but yeah, I think that's probably why we haven't seen much of them. Anyway, back on to our topics for tonight. So who here is a fan of Warcraft or has played any Warcraft games?
I'm a fan of all of them except World of Warcraft.
Okay, and Frank, you said you played.
Get out! Hey, the originals are still the best.
So, but you've played World of Warcraft, I assume.
I played World of Warcraft.
Have you played like the older ones and all that stuff too, like the Warcraft games?
RTSs?
Yeah.
One,
I haven't
2,
played
and
Warcraft.
3.
Okay, so between the two of you, you've played a lot of Warcraft. All right, well, there was a canceled Warcraft game, Warcraft Adventures Lord of Clans. Mm-hmm. Heather, when was that supposed to have come out?
That was delayed in 1998.
Yep, I totally remember seeing it in PC Gamer, and I was excited to play it because
I was 10 years old.
yeah, I mean, I love the LucasArts point and click adventures, so having a Warcraft point and click adventure was like, oh my god, yes, and it never came out.
Yeah, it was delayed in 98. It was canceled in 99. And you can actually download it now. You can play the game.
It's finally
not
out.
Yeah, it's finally available. It's
available.
not it's obviously not finished. It's just a beta version. There's, glitches, it'll crash here and there, sometimes music will stop playing, some of the voice acting will just stall, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a point and click, which I thought was really neat. I like point and click games. I've played a lot of them. Like Escape the Room and shit like that kind of games you could find on Newgrounds or wherever else. And I mean, I also do play a lot of hidden object games that have like a lot of puzzle rooms and stuff where you just have to click on shit until you find it. So I really like that sort of thing. And looking at the art, like, it's so 90s.
Oh yeah.
It is so 90s.
The
Did
art,
it
like,
hurt? Did it hurt?
It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt nearly as bad as, say, watching something like Knights of Ray Earth.
What the
God, that's what I was
screenshots
thinking
Oh
remind
my
me
god, so 90s.
of with the art is it looked like what like the CDI Zelda games were trying to be.
Yeah.
Like,
It was done by the same company.
What?
Yes. I was reading another article about it, and they even mentioned the fact that that was the last video game that company did any work on. Stop it, Frank. So yeah, it was done by the same company that did those CD Zelda ones. So
No shit.
No
That's
way.
why. Okay, so
Mystery solved.
Right?
No wonder it looks so familiar. Like the Zelda CDI games, though, like compared to that PC game, like they looked so much worse in terms of resolution and whatnot, and pixelatedness and everything. That's crazy though. That's the same company. Like I thought I was just making like some cool reference or something. I didn't
Nope,
realize.
it was, like, the only reason I know that is because I had read another article, and it was basically somebody's review of the game, which, in all honesty, I felt like they were a little harsh on it, considering the fact that it was a beta version, it was canceled, it was never completed, and obviously there were a lot of bugs that were never worked out, found, fixed, that sort of thing. And they also, like, complained about the age of the game, like, just how it looked, It's like, come on, you're playing something from 98 and it had been in development for, a few years, and then it ended up being put in storage. Of course it's going to look old. I mean, come on. But anyway, so yeah, that's how I knew that the company that did the Zelda CDI games did the artwork for this, and the guy even had a couple screenshots of where they just it was just bad. It was like, they apparently had like a 6th grader trying to draw like a human body or something, like a guard or something, and just like the anatomy was just way off. Shit like that.
I wonder if like any of that was like placeholder stuff, that just made
it's possible, maybe, but it looked pretty finished to me, honestly.
Hey, maybe it was, but I don't know, like maybe it's like, really old, but it is the same company that did the Zelda CDI games, so I can't really.
Yeah.
Yet no wonder it was canceled. Like, fuck Zelda CDI. Nintendo, what was wrong with you? You could have had the Nintendo PlayStation 4 by now. So seriously, creating your own competition. It's like Nintendo sensed the evil within itself and split into a good and bad form, which that bad form eventually grew up to be, raising the son of Microsoft. And I don't know.
I didn't know where
I was wondering how long you were going to go with that.
I kind of ran out of things to reference.
I had no idea what you're going. Where is he going with this? And it's raise the child. Oh, Piccolo.
Yes.
God,
yes.
I miss you.
God, I miss you. I miss when you were relevant.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball Super is basically the Goku and Vegeta show. Not that I mind, but
Goku and Vegeta show.
That sounds like
solving crimes.
Solving crimes.
Solving crimes.
Goku and Vegeta mystery show.
The mysteries would all be about who ate the last donut.
And it'd always be Goku.
It was Goku.
Oh, I could see a few episodes being strictly like, oh my god, who ate the last, spring roll? Goku, okay, we've done this a million times over. We know it was you. And it's like, no, seriously, it wasn't me. And then it turns out that it wasn't him. And then they have to go on an epic adventure to find out that it was Bubbles or some shit.
I'm imagining Goku and Vegeta standing there in Sherlock Holmes style detective stuff, and Goku's
Vegeta's hat wouldn't even fit. It just sit on top of his hair.
Right? And, no, but Goku and Vegeta are standing there, and they've got some monster tied up or whatever, Scooby-Doo style, and they go and they pull the mask off. Yajirobe! You ate the last donut!
Well, I was expecting Beerus would eat the last donut.
I thought of that too, but
or you could just you pull the mask off and it's Mr. Boo, and it's all Boo ate the last pudding. Oh jeez, Beerus is gonna destroy
and they
now.
cut with some one-liner. Hands on their hips.
Yeah. That would be I would love to see that 70s style animation.
It'd be so great to have some mystery going on with all the Dragon Ball characters and shit, and they're all running around like a group trying to solve this, and it'd be all the what was that show? It was
Was it animated?
Yes, it was animated. It was was it the Chan Clan? I think it was the Chan Clan. Did you ever see that?
No.
Holy shit, yeah, the Chan Clan. It was basically just a Scooby-Doo sort of thing, but with an Asian family.
Is it like a 70s thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember it, maybe from
Oh my
really
God,
early
yes.
Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it was totally the Chan Clan.
But,
that just because of the sheer number of people, because it was such a large family, and having all the Dragon Ball characters, that's perfect.
I would imagine in a situation like that, Bulma would be all this is stupid. Let's just get the dragon. Hey, who did this? It was me. Well, shit. And then it just kind of cuts to credits.
Or she'd be all screw this. I'm just going to order more. Why are you guys complaining? Oh,
right,
God.
exactly. So, anyway, Warcraft Adventures Lord of Zelda CDI. You can play it now. I don't know where you can get it. Use Google. Anyway.
Hi, Clunk.
Special guest Clunk has dialed in and interrupted our show. Intermission.
I'm back.
And we're back. Anyway, welcome back to the show. I don't know why I'm doing this voice. What voice is this? This seems so stereotypical of something, like a very general sort of.
Yeah, it is.
Like
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, his friend.
Is it?
Yes.
I was thinking
Oh.
maybe like I was going into like an NPR sort of thing.
Yeah.
That he was impersonating his father or someone.
Okay.
His best friend's girlfriend's father.
Okay. Maybe I thought maybe I was just
Ferris
watching too much Jimmy Fallon. Like they do all those like they're always doing like
Oh,
all the
yeah,
voices
they always
and
do
stuff
those
like
voices
that.
and
Like,
shit.
Yeah. So anyway, going into our last topic. Hey, Frank, when you think of the themes of Metal Gear, what do you think of?
Oh, let's see. Snake, guns, soldiers, military, Metal Gear.
Okay.
Either Rex or Ray. Preferably Rex.
And what about like deeper themes, like maybe like political commentary?
Oh yeah, that
you
too.
know?
Like it's deep and there's also some like humor into it
Right,
as well.
you know, so but you don't think of zombies, do you? No,
No.
you don't think of zombies.
No.
Do you think of maybe like not having a Metal Gear in the game? Did that ever cross your mind?
Why would you call it Metal Gear if you don't have Metal Gear?
Okay, and
That's like having Mario without Mario. It's just
Luigi.
bros.
just bros. So
Brothers.
so then Metal Gear Survive might as well just be called Survive, or maybe Survive
Zombie
Zombies.
Survive.
Or Zombie Survive, because that's what you're getting into.
Metal Zombie Gear.
Metal Zombie Gear, Zombie Gear Survive,
Metal Zombie. That sounds like a metal band.
Collect Gear Survive Zombies. You know, but
Yeah, there you go. That was good. That was
Collect
good.
Gear Survive Zombies. So Collect Gear Survive Zombies has some new information out about it. One thing of which is that, well, zombies and nothing really about political commentary or use of nuclear weapons or anything like that.
Or, the controversy over gene manipulation or cloning or anything of that nature.
Also, so far, no Metal Gear to be found. I mean, shit, even Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, like, had tons of Metal Gears. Like, it had,
Well, I mean, we hear a Metal Gear, right, in that one trailer, but it doesn't seem like there's really any mech in the game that's been shown.
It just could be a big ass zombie.
It could be a big
It could be a big-ass zombie.
And also, some other news that came out is Metal Gear Survive's map is basically going to reuse Metal Gear Solid 5's map. Like, they're just kind of like...
cheap-ass...
Cheapery
and
like
laziness.
They haven't been, like, sucked to, like in that trailer where it's like they all get sucked into, like, this alternate dimension or whatever. Like, it's not just some crazy new place.
They got sucked to Afghanistan.
They are in...
It's called being shit.
Just some weird alternate zombie upside down version of Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, it's like Metal Gear Solid 5, but everything's wrong.
And to make it even better, Kojima's pretty much been all like, yeah, this isn't even, where did the zombies come? Like what's, there's no political fiction or anything. He's all like, this isn't, I don't understand. He was confused.
You ever see someone that's given up, but they just keep going?
And you're supposed to applaud them, right?
No.
Like they're just going through the motions, you mean?
Okay. Yeah. Being burnt out.
Yeah, I guess, but I guess
That's usually what happens whenever the third movie or game of any trilogy comes out.
Konami just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Well, they're just... They took
stopped.
the guy who makes Metal Gear games and they said, bye, and then they continued making Metal Gear games. Like, that's just kind of all like, hey, everybody, we're going to make a pizza without dough. Just put the sauce right on the pan. All right, next. What goes on a pizza? Shit, we fired that guy. How about dust?
No. This is where pineapple comes into play.
Oh, come on. That would be
Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
We've got some spare nuts and bolts in the pantry.
Nuts and bolts, those are edible, right? You know what?
First time, yeah.
What's that soft gooey stuff that they put on it? Soap?
Yeah, that's right. I think that's that
Soap?
stuff.
Yeah. Okay. And then after that, we take the metal pan, with the sauce and the soap and the nuts and bolts and the dust. We put it in the microwave, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's how you make Metal Gear Survive.
No. So whoever survives the blast wins.
Yeah, so I don't know. Me and Heather just finished watching Stranger Things, and I'm kind of getting some Stranger Things vibes from like this news. And I know Ryan, you haven't watched it yet.
No, not yet.
But you're planning on it?
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Okay. And
Yeah,
Frank,
you need to.
Are you? I know Heather recommended it to you, but are you actually going to get around to it?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So
oh
I
God,
can't.
it's so good.
I can't really spoil it then. Unless you guys just want to like cover your ears and be all like la 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 like while we're but no, everybody who has seen Stranger Things and they've made it this far into the podcast knows exactly what I'm talking about anyway. So don't even worry about it. So yeah, Frank, he's got his ears plugged still.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
I didn't even do anything. Like
Oh.
I thought about it, but I was just kind of like wink, wink, nudge to everybody who's seen it. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but yeah, I expected a much bigger reaction out of you regarding this. Like, have you just given up on Metal Gear?
I've given up and like,
Like, I remember when we were reading about this stuff like a few weeks ago, and you know, you were just like thrashing and destroying things and yelling, and you were
At
just
the top
like,
of your lungs, just fuck, god damn it,
yep.
like, that
waving
was,
around
that ship's
your
already sailed,
foam sword
so-
and
yeah, you are
threatening my cat.
Your cat is an asshole.
Well, you're an asshole too, so
Your
you
cat
know
was
what?
the first asshole.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but you're the bigger
It's
asshole,
mutual
like,
hate
literally.
between you two. That's what it is.
Like that cat's butt is small.
We'll make it work.
Ooh. Anyway, so yeah, no plans on following this at all. Like you're not even gonna waste your time getting angry over it anymore. Like
No, I'm expecting it to fail hard.
Ryan, I know that you like to punish yourself sometimes. Are you planning on picking this up?
I don't know. Maybe during a Steam sale when it's like a penny.
2 cents.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I like Metal Gear games, and even the ones that like diverge away. Like I was a defender of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance because there was still the regular Metal Gear series going on alongside it. It didn't replace anything. It wasn't all like, "Fuck you, Hideo Kojima." You know, like the Hideo Kojima and like, you know, his team and everything tried developing it, and they were like, you know what, we suck at regular action games. Let's have these guys do it. And you know, they had that, and it was cool. It wasn't a regular entry into the series, and you could just skip it if you wanted to. And that was great. But this is, I don't know, I can't defend this. So
I don't think anybody can.
yeah, it's a bunch of garbage.
You know
And-
who's gonna defend it?
Konami?
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's their product.
Well, yeah, that's my point.
So
They're the only ones who are gonna do that.
I wonder when we're gonna see the assets from this game get put into like a pachinko machine or something like that.
Eh.
I mean, that's what Konami's up to nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Like casino stuff and everything.
Yep, pachinko.
Which is all illegal in Japan.
Oh yeah. You explained that to me. the
Yeah.
other day.
Basically, gambling in Japan is illegal.
Okay.
So the way that pachinko parlors work is that you win metal discs or balls, but you can't exchange them for money in the store. You go next door to a booth and they pay you for these metal discs or balls. And the police just say, oh, well, we can't find where they do the exchanges. So it's just kind of like this unwritten, unspoken, like turn a blind eye to basically saying that it's not the same business, therefore it's not gambling. That people are just being paid money for these little red balls or these little metal discs. And it's a completely separate business.
Hey, we don't know where they got these balls.
But by God, I'll give you $20 for it.
We don't know where they're getting the balls. We don't know where they're selling them either.
Well,
Yes.
at least it's not CSGO Lotto.
So that's enhance.
Enhance.
So anyway, that is our show for this week. You can catch us on Tuesdays on a show called Battle Geek Plus, where we play games. That show is going to be expanding into something new pretty soon, so keep on the lookout for that. You'll be getting a lot more gameplay content from us. This show, Waxing Pixels, Comes out on Thursdays on YouTube, and you can also download it from your favorite podcast solutionary thing. And what other shows do we have, Ryan?
We got Awesome Video Game Memories coming out on Sundays.
And every once in a while we have this neat little thing called Battle Geek Plus Arcade Edition, where we go to an arcade and we play games. So keep on the lookout for that too. Anyway, my name's Josh, and I will see you later. Heather?
Bye, guys.
Ryan?
Later.
Frank?
Continue.